Hi, everyone. I'm Elle Pierce, and welcome to this Canva training session designed especially for enterprise teams. Over the next 15 minutes, I'm going to walk you through some of Canva's most powerful features, including brand consistency tools and new AI-powered capabilities. These are the kinds of features that help enterprise teams save time, stay on brand, and scale content creation across departments. I'll be showing you practical demonstrations that highlight how Canva can fit directly into your team's workflows, whether you're building presentations, designing campaigns, or creating quick assets on the fly. So let's jump in and start exploring how Canva can transform the way your team works using AI. Okay, so you can click on the image and go to Edit and go under Magic Studio. Let's try background remover first. So you can click on background remover and boom, you see everything behind it. And that does include the previous image as well. So let me line that up. It just looks a little bit like a mirror, but that's okay. We're going to edit this image and see what it will look like in the end. Okay. So that's background remover. So let's go back to edit and we'll go to background generator and let's see what we come up with. Let's put a forest full of vines and light bulbs and let's see what that does. Wow, that's weirdly accurate. Okay, so that is definitely a new feature I've never tried before, but that is background generator. Okay, so let's try the next feature. Let's try magic eraser. And this table is kind of in the way, so let's see if we can erase this table. Okay, well, it makes this guy's leg look a little funky, but not too bad. Okay, let's try magic grab next. Let's see if we can move this guy and his chair somewhere else. Let's send them away from the group into timeout. Okay, let's see what else we can do. All right. Now we're going to do something kind of cool with this picture. We're going to show you how to create this effect, how to pull some of these sticky notes that are in the picture and put them on the page. So go click the image and then click on Edit and then go to Magic Studio and find Magic Grab. Then click on Magic Grab. So I'm going to click on a couple different sticky notes just like I did before. Okay, and then I'm going to click on grab, and there we go. Now we can move these out of the picture and onto the page. Okay. Now, one of my favorite features within Canva is the grab text feature, and you can do that with any image. So I'm going to click on the image, click on grab text, and then select the text I want it to grab from the image. Just everything, and then click grab. And wait a minute, and then boom, all the text can now be moved around and edited. Even this middle text, it changed it to regular text. Okay, so next I'm going to show you Magic Expand, which is pretty cool, although maybe not the most practical. So we're going to click on the image, and then we're going to click Magic Expand, and I'm going to do the whole page, and then I'm going to click on Expand. And what it does is it creates things in the images that would maybe be there if the image were bigger. So let's see what it comes up with. Okay, so she's in an office with some kind of couch, a weird looking couch, but okay. And then it made the city outside of the window. That's pretty cool. And then we have a couple other options. What is this? That one's terrifying. I don't know what that is, so we're not going to go with that one. Okay, that one's not bad, even though her feet are a little funky there. But it put a desk inside of the office, and then there's this one, which is some kind of boat inside of the office. Okay, also a little creepy. So probably this wouldn't be the one that we would go with. So again, I don't know how practical it is to use this, but it's kind of interesting to see what the rest of the image might hold that we would never see otherwise. So next, we're going to try out Magic Switch, which automatically translates your document and resizes it into different designs. Okay, so click on Resize, and go down to Magic Switch, click on Translate, and let's select another language. Let's do Spanish. Right, tone of voice, we'll just keep that original, and let's click Translate and see what it does. Okay, created a new presentation, a Spanish version. Here we go. Completely translated. Now, someone who speaks Spanish is going to have to tell me if this is accurate. Okay, so let's try the Magic Switch Transform into Doc button. Let's transform it into a LinkedIn post. Let's see what that does. Okay, there we go. Let's open it and see what it looks like. So there you go. There's a LinkedIn post generated from the presentation automatically. All right. So next, we're going to try out Magic Switch, which is an AI-powered format change within Canva. Now where we can take say a presentation slide and just click a button and reformat it into a social media post or a video or a website. Let's try social media first. And let's do Instagram stories. Let's see what that does. All right. Wow, that was pretty instantaneous. Okay, so it requires a little bit of reformatting on our part, but it's resized for an Instagram story automatically. Okay, so the next feature, Canva recently launched a cool new feature called Code for Me. So you can just type a prompt and it'll generate a bunch of code for a website for you automatically. So if you go to Canva AI and then click Code for Me, you can type in a prompt or you can select some options down here. Let's see what we have. Let's try the digital birthday card that explodes confetti. And then it'll take a few minutes for it to generate all of the code for you. All right, here it is. Here's a birthday card for Emma. We can click on Use in a Design and we can create a website. And then we can publish that website and share it with Emma. So if you go to Canva AI and then click on Design for Me, you can try out some different prompts. So let's try a futuristic tech poster. Okay, these are pretty cool. And then we can click on it and we can use it in Canva Editor and go ahead and edit it. So I like this because I know ChatGPT allows us to create images too, but we can't really edit them. So within Canva, we can create some cool things and then edit them right within the platform. Okay, the next feature, let's see how Canva AI can create a document for us. So go to Canva AI and click Draft a Doc. And then let's just choose one of their prompts down here. Let's try a planning document for a charity event. Okay, and now we have our planning document. We can go ahead and use Canva Editor, and now we have a great starting place. So again, I know ChatGPT can create the outline of content for us, but it doesn't really design it for us. And so that's why I like this Canva AI feature. Okay, last but not least, let's see what Canva AI can do when it comes to creating images for us. So we'll go to Canva AI, click Create an Image, and you can see that I was already playing around with it with a Pomeranian and a unicorn. So let's pretend we're designing a book cover for a new fantasy novel. Okay, so here we go. Here's our fantasy book cover with a goblin and a princess. And we can open that in Editor and edit it. All right, let's take a quick pause here. You've just seen how Canva's AI features can completely change the way you handle images, text, and layouts. Think about your own team for a moment. Which of those tools would make the biggest difference in your day-to-day work? Maybe it's background remover for faster edits, or maybe it's instant translations for global communication, or maybe it's the ability to instantly reformat content for multiple platforms. Keep that in mind as we continue, because next I'll show you even more ways Canva supports productivity and keeps your brand consistent at scale. All right, so first we're going to look at a couple of text features. So if you click on the text that you want to edit, go up to Effects, and you can see a lot of different options. You can curve your text. You can add a shadow, a lift. You can make it neon, which is kind of cool. You can add a glitch to it, which makes it a little fuzzy. So that one's a little weird for me. You can outline it. That one's kind of cool. So check out this feature for effects. You can also click on the spacing button and you can add spacing between the letters. And you can add spacing between different lines of text as well. You can make it smaller or bigger. And one last thing about text effects is before you finalize your document, make sure that you view it at 100% to see how it will really look once you finalize it. Okay, next I'm going to show you how to quickly and easily update any document with your brand colors. So go into your document, then click on brand, and then just click on the color palette, and you can click shuffle and it'll just go ahead and choose different variations of your brand colors. So if you haven't already set up your brand kit in Canva, I highly suggest that you do that. You can put your logos in there, you can put your color palette, your fonts, your graphics, and even your brand photos. All right, now next we're going to talk about lists. Do your lists look like this in Canva? If so, I'm going to tell you how to take them from a boring, bulleted, and bolded list to a fully designed slide. Okay, so it's the same content. So I just take that content and break it apart into different text boxes. And then I take the titles outside of it, keep them bold, and just put them on top of the content. And you can group them together to help with alignment. And so you click on the title, hold down the shift key, click on that and just click group. It'll make it easier for you to move things around and to keep everything lined up. Okay, and then another thing, you want to add some design to your list. You can add icons, and so go over to the elements option and then scroll down until you find graphics. And then just find ones that match your brand or that you think are pretty cool. Make sure they kind of match each other. You can search for a creator to get similar icons. And so I found these icons and then I added a black circle behind them. And so you can find shapes right here within the elements. And then you can also group these together by holding down the shift key and then clicking group. And then you can take some of the more important bullets and put them to the side with a little call out box. So pick your brand color and choose a shape, and then you can edit the color as one of your brand colors and then add some transparency to it. And then just put it behind your call outs. And then what I did here was I found an image, and then I went to elements, and then I went to photos, and I found a target with an arrow. And then I did magic grab and I selected the arrow and then I clicked grab. All right. Now let's take a look at how we can create an image overlay. So we'll want to add an image grid, and then you can take the picture and just put it in there like that. And then you'll want to make sure you have the background color that you want to create the overlay effect. And so for this, we'll want to keep that darker color. And it's as easy as that. All right. So next, I want to show you this cool new Canva feature where you can add different types of documents into one document. So let's open this presentation up and we'll look at the grid view. And then if you click on add page type, you can see that now you can add anything into your document. So we have a presentation open right now. If we want to add a social media post, we can add that. If we want to add a document or a whiteboard, really the sky's the limit here. So if you have different types of files for one campaign, you can now add them into a single document within Canva. Another new Canva feature is Canva Sheets, which I have really wanted for a long time. So I'm super excited about this one. So this is what Sheets looks like when you first open it up, and you can go to design and look for different templates. There's a lot of templates available already. So if you want a price calculator, see what that looks like. There was a really cool one I found the other day. You can do a price list, and it comes pre-populated with some cool features. It includes drop downs, images. Let's see what else. Oh, this one's pretty robust. A budget tracker with a lot of different drop down options, some dates, and then charts included that update when you update the amounts. So definitely check out the Sheets option with Canva when you get a chance. And that brings us to the end of this Canva training session. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. We covered a lot together, from AI-powered tools like Magic Grab, Magic Expand, Magic Translate, to practical features that keep enterprise teams aligned, such as brand kits, text effects, and Canva Sheets. Here's the main takeaway. Canva isn't just about creating beautiful designs. It's about empowering teams to move faster, collaborate more effectively, and scale content creation without losing brand consistency. I encourage you to open up Canva and try out some of these features in your own workflow. You'll be surprised at how much time and effort they can save. Thanks again for watching. If you found this useful, don't forget to like and subscribe to Elle Pierce on YouTube, and I'll see you in the next session.